Hello and welcome to High Vibe Astrology. This is Jennifer. Thank you for joining me as we take a look at the Cancer new moon, drawn up for July 5th, 2024 at 6:57 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're new, thank you for being here, for finding this channel, and for supporting this community with your energy. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button and share these messages as you feel guided, which are all free and easy ways to support this channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, I view the astrology chart as a microcosm for the collective. I provide spirit-guided oracle messages that always illuminate the astrological story in ways that fortify our connection to the cosmos, to divine source, and the fact that the heavens really do declare the glory of God that dwells within every living soul. The oracle messages are always time-stamped, follow the astrology, and precede the planetary frequencies designed to help you integrate harmoniously the lunar energies. The planetary energies speak to us as much from within our own personal connection as well as they do in the external manifestations. And listening to the frequencies while we hold our intentions for the highest good of all becomes that much more powerful to effect positive change in our world. Having said that, these are general readings, so I trust you to decide what resonates for you personally and leave the rest behind. If you'd like a personal reading, please see the information links below this video. Just as I pointed out in the Capricorn full moon video, we have had several consecutive lunar cycles with Cancer and Capricorn on the relationship axis, the 1st and 7th houses. Cancer and Capricorn's native houses are the 4th and the 10th. Which represent the parental or ancestral axis. Both of these signs are concerned with history, Capricorn with societal traditions, and Cancer with family and ancestral traditions. The fact that we have had them influencing the relationship axis for several lunar cycles means that these traditions are rising up to the surface so that we can get a good long look at what patterns are working for us and which ones are working against our higher evolutionary purpose. Because this ancestral line has been so prominent in the last several lunar cycles, I wanted to ask for guidance from my Angels and Ancestors Oracle. 3 cards fell out, and they are, no surprise, very poignant, positive, and profound. The first one is Broken Arrow. The broken arrow signifies that now is the time to embrace peace. The astrological link in this chart I see as Mars, the ruler of the North Node and our destiny, in the sign of peace-loving Taurus, in the 5th house. So Taurus is the quintessential peace lover of the zodiac, and the fact that Mars rules the North Node, our destiny moving forward, in the 5th house of celebration, suggests that our true joy is to thrive without the existence of wars. The second card is Drum, representing the drumbeat that allows us to journey to meet our ancestors and angels on the other side, in the other dimensions, and signifies the heartbeat of Mother Earth. The astrological link is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, both of them retrograde, in Pisces, connecting harmoniously to Venus. Venus is in the sign of Cancer, which is symbolic of the Divine Mother's womb, the womb of Mother Earth. The womb space is where the fetus itself is connected to the mother and surrounded by her heartbeat. The third card is Star Ancestor, and a message confirming that our connection to the stars is no mere fantasy, that we are absolutely remembering who we are in our connection to the stars, which all indigenous cultures around the world knew and talked about. They passed down their encounters to their children and their children's children. I see this symbolized by Pluto in Aquarius, intercepted in the second house, opposing Mercury in the eighth, which in astrology is literally communication and empowerment from our star ancestors. The other connection is Uranus making a sextile to Venus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius and therefore represents those star ancestors and star brothers and sisters who are here to help us establish peace on Earth. And it is making a harmonious connection to Venus, the ruler of our past, the ruler of the Libra South Node. So once again, Divine Source knows best and knows us better than we know ourselves, has the larger or panoramic view of what is going on collectively. But as we take the time to get to know ourselves again, as if for the first time, we are, through that microcosm-macrocosm connection, healing our entire community. It is really remarkable. So I hope you'll stay tuned for those messages. Getting back to the chart, we have Sagittarius rising and the Cancer new moon conjunct Venus in the 7th house of others, the 7th house of legal contracts, the house where other people show up to be our mirrors, the people that we attract into our personal and business partnerships, which let us know how well we are relating to the inner self in either a positive or negative way, and what we can do about it if we are not happy with what we are attracting in the way of mirrors in our lives. That is why the 7th house is also known as the house of open enemies, and the reason why there is often such a fine line between love and hate, infatuation and aversion. Whether we are fascinated or repelled by someone has only to do with an aspect of ourselves we have not yet consciously given expression to or evolved to higher consciousness if that reflection is showing up in a low vibration. The Sagittarius ascendant is ruled by Jupiter, and in this chart it sits in the 6th house, Virgo's native domain, which represents daily work, routine, job duties, service, and health. This is also the domain of body-mind-spirit connection. It represents the body temple, a very physical house or perspective, also known as a mundane house. Mundane coming from the word mundi or world. It simply means of this world. So physical, material, mundane issues. Yet right across from Virgo and Virgo's house sits Pisces, and the least physical, least mundane house, the 12th house, where there is nothing to grasp because this is the all-is-one house. Labels and categories dissolve. All physical separation dissolves in that Pisces ocean. The house of dreams, of vision, spiritual beliefs. Beliefs aren't tangible, but they are instrumental in creating something real and tangible. The fact that we have Jupiter sitting in the 6th, as well as Sagittarius being on the 12th house cusp, ruling over that house of visions and dreams, really speaks to the fact that we are making real, visible, and tangible our dreams in this world. Those things that have been kept hidden within this otherworldly realm. This is what we are anchoring into our physical, everyday world. So I do see this 6th house, 12th house axis as representing what the oracle message about drumming to journey is talking about. The 6th house is analogous to that repetitive drumbeat of the physical life that keeps us grounded and engages the left brain enough so that the right brain is free to create, is free to journey to the spiritual realms, bring back the wisdom from our star ancestors. Not to mention the fact that we have Sedna beside Jupiter in the 6th house, and Sedna represents the immortal sea woman from our indigenous Alaskan region. So this is no accident either. Sedna in the 6th requires service through the small things, keeping us humble, keeping the ego in check. I've addressed the Jupiter-Sedna conjunction in the last 2 videos, but I'll just state briefly that Jupiter represents human law, and it is combining now with Sedna's sacred law to ensure that all living beings receive divine justice as well as divine inheritance, because Sedna absolutely has everything to do with restoring inheritance, restoring abundance to those who revere all life and adhere to the sacred laws. This inheritance also can be seen astrologically through the sextile from Jupiter to Mercury in the 8th house, because the 8th house is the realm of actual inheritance. But we also have Mercury in opposition to Pluto in the 2nd house, the house of how we earn our income. And Pluto is harmoniously connected to Sedna, making that trine. Pluto has to do with hidden wealth. Sedna has to do with restoring wealth to those who follow her sacred law. And then Mercury could be seen as, the messenger or merchant and transactional interaction in the house of inheritance. I absolutely see this combination as revealing and weeding out those cry wolf babies who use the media outlet to bombard the rest of us with how they've been victimized, when those who actually have been victimized, tortured, sold into trafficking, and kept hidden from the world for who knows how long, are the real heroes and heroines in this story. Jupiter also forms a trine to the midheaven, and its contact to both the north and south nodes enables us to heal the past so that we are truly free to move forward with greater confidence, no longer held prisoner by the shackles from past traditions that are not in alignment with our greater good and spiritual evolution. The rulers of the nodes, Mars and Venus, form a harmonious sextile to each other, therefore make positive contacts to the new moon, with Venus conjunct and Mars forming a sextile to the new moon. The Aries North Node is an energy of developing more assertive and decisive expression, releasing the Libran tendency to remain indecisive, out of worry that we might offend someone. North Node in the 3rd is taking decisive action with regard to learning, teaching, and communicating. The sextile from Jupiter to the North Node, which is also conjunct the lowest point, which we call the nadir, the taproot, or that umbilical cord connecting us to our ancestors, analogous to the heartbeat of Earth. And this is all reinforcing the fact that our learning process has more to do with remembering, recalling the ancient ways that are healthy, that connect us to the Earth in harmonious ways, so that we can pass those traditions on to the generations that follow. With Venus, the ruler of the Libra South Node, conjunct this new moon in Cancer, this is a clear message that we need to nurture the self, represented by Cancer, and realize that people-pleasing tendencies only keep us running about in circles, being the politician in a way, paying lip service to the people we connect to, keeping them happy, and then go home ourselves feeling emotionally drained or completely disconnected from our own truth and what nourishes us, another Cancerian theme. It's like the song, "It's all right now, I've learned my lesson well. You can't please everyone, so you've got to please yourself." It is the micro, macro, organic form of healing. To put it another way, we cannot make another person feel peaceful. We can only establish our own peace within, maintain that peace so that we are radiating that vibration to others so that they can feel it, perhaps catch it, so that that is what becomes contagious. Once they feel it from our energy, they can begin to access it for themselves. With this conjunction in the 7th house, the native house for Libra and those mirrors, these issues are going to continue revealing themselves so that we can gain the insights we need to make necessary changes in our own lives for the purpose of establishing greater inner peace. And that quincunx from Mars, the ruler of the North Node, to the Ascendant means that this is advanced soul work that we're doing. And that Mars conjunct Uranus in the 5th is alone calling for a major change-up that will allow greater joy and self-expression. Mars makes a sextile to the new moon, and Uranus makes a sextile to Venus. This is helping us to break through our old people-pleasing tendencies and follow our heart decisively. The square from Venus to Chiron is another signifier of the ancestral healing work that we're doing, that we have been doing, and are absolutely accomplishing. Squares are what help us manifest into our physical reality. The trine from Venus to Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces from the 3rd further illustrates the ease with which we can now access our ancestors' guidance for the purpose of establishing peace in this world. Last and definitely not least is this opposition between Pluto and Mercury in intercepted signs, Aquarius and Leo, in the money houses. This is the astrological exclamation point for empowerment, for sovereignty, and the rebirth in the way we earn money, but more importantly, a dramatic change in our whole value system, and that we can no longer live by the code or the edict that our net worth determines our self-worth in any way, shape, or form. We are realizing the deeper, more spiritual values than merely the superficial or material ones that have always been assigned to our measure of success. We can't take things with us when we die, but we do take our spirit and we do take all the wisdom that we've learned. And that is what needs to be realized through this change up, this huge transformation taking place in the house of values. So through this opposition from Mercury in the 8th, which is also the realm of spiritual power, of change, death and rebirth, and things that are hidden, there are certain things we have to confront. The 8th house is the house where things beyond our control, or seemingly beyond our control, are changing us in ways that we just haven't dealt with before. So it brings up fear. It's the fear of facing the unknown. But whatever comes up to be released and healed is absolutely for our greater good and spiritual evolution. Our values are definitely changing in the most fundamental ways. Taurus is the native ruler of the 2nd house, and it does not like change. Yet Pluto is in its house and saying, like it or not, change is happening. The opposite house, Scorpio's native house, is all about change, surrendering to things beyond our control. Mercury, the messenger, is in the sign of Leo in that house. It is roaring like a lion and commanding its power by speaking truth with a capital T about all those things that have been hidden away from our spiritual understanding for so very long. The fact that these signs are intercepted means that our leaders provided no role model for us to follow, and that now we must develop these skills within ourselves. This chart has a few similarities to the USA Sibley chart, drawn up for July 4th, 1776 at 5:10 p.m. Eastern Time in Philadelphia. In the USA's chart, the Cancer Sun is at 13 degrees, whereas this Cancer new moon is at 14 degrees. And in the USA chart, that Cancer Sun is in the 7th house, just like it is in this chart. The ascendant is at 12 degrees of Sag instead of 20 degrees. I already did a video on the solar return for the USA from July 4th of 2024 to July of 2025. I didn't do a full video on the Sibley chart, but I do include the comparison between the Sibley chart and the solar return. But I did want to point out, since this new moon occurs on July 5th, there are similarities between the Sibley chart and this Cancer new moon chart. Anyway, the other similarity is that we have this opposition between Pluto in the second house and Mercury in the eighth house. I know that some might be tempted to laugh off these similarities as mere coincidence, but if you are tuning into this channel, you more than likely share my perspective that this is certainly no coincidence. There is profound significance of these parallel connections and the energies that are coming full circle right now. In the USA Sibley chart, Mercury and Pluto are both retrograde in late degree Cancer and Capricorn. So once again, we see the parental axis coming back to inform what needs to heal. I've already covered the Pluto return to the USA's Sibley chart. That was a while ago, so I won't go into that, but the significance of that being that a whole karmic cycle, 248 years, that's how long it takes for Pluto to go through the zodiac and come back to its original point. This is a karmic ending, a karmic cycle closing. So it is rooting out, much like a roto-rooter does, all the dirt, grime, crime, and hidden atrocities that are now being lanced so we can literally heal this ancient wound in ways that will leave no question as to who the true perpetrators are, who have abused their power, and who is on the right side of divine justice. So that is what I have for you. Please stay tuned for the oracle messages and the planetary frequencies that assist in the harmonic integration of this lunar cycle. Thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to being with you next time. Bye for now. Broken Arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. Just as the arrow card symbolizes defense and protection, the broken arrow card symbolizes peace. In several indigenous traditions, a broken arrow would mean that tribes were no longer fighting one another, but were making alliances. When you see a broken arrow in a meditation, vision, dream, or reading, it is a message that you no longer need to fight because peace has arrived. This is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. If you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the broken arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by this situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you, and taking you lovingly forward. Drum, dream and journey. Journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. Then follow the guidance. This drum is inspired by the sacred drum of the Sami, the indigenous peoples of northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland. In shamanic traditions in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and aid meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. When the drum card appears in a reading, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision into reality. You are very connected to the other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams come true. Know it and live it. Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. The Star Ancestors is a term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiments of love who bring wisdom from the higher realms. Often people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the sky and see the stars. I believe that's because they are remembering their starry connections, and those are what this card represents. The Star Ancestor is reminding you that you have otherworldly support and that your friends from the stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with and following your soul's deepest calling. There is a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a bright light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way.